Welcome, friends. Shabbat Shalom. It's good to see you. We hope that you had a as good a Thanksgiving as we could under these circumstances. And one of my rabbinic teachers used to say, Thanksgiving isn't a Jewish holiday, but it really should be, because we are grateful for creation. We're grateful for one another. We are grateful for being able to sit around the table and have a sacred meal. And we're grateful to be able to gather together now for Shabbat. And we're going to begin our service with a Shabbat song. Cantor, what do we have?
Well, let us sing Shalom Aleichem as we welcome the Sabbath together. Shalom Aleichem, Alechei Hashari, Alechei Elyon. Mi melech Malachei Hamavim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Lochem Shalom Malachei Hashalom Malachei Elyon. Mi melech Malachei Hamavim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Shalom Malachei Hashalom Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamavim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seitchem Shalom Malachei Hashalom Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamavim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Thanksgiving may not be a Jewish holiday, but I think that it's actually based on the Puritan pilgrims' reading of Bible, that they knew that there was supposed to be a fall harvest festival, which we call Sukkot. And they gave thanks after their first harvest. So in a way, I guess it is sort of a Jewish holiday. But in any case, we hope that you had a good, as I've heard a lot of people calling it this year, a Zoomsgiving, right? And we're able to gather with family on Zoom and be together in some way or another. But in any case, we are always together, whether we are in our separate houses and separate places. We are really one community, one family of humanity, one world. And so we say Shema and think about that unity of all things.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Oed.
Mi Chamocha is a song of freedom, a song of joy. We might even say a song of thanksgiving. Mi Chamocha, we sing together.
Mi Chamocha bo'elim Adonai, Mi Chamocha nedar b'kodesh, Mi Chamocha bo'elim Adonai, Mi Chamocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilo oseh beheleh, Nora tehilo oseh beheleh, Adonai lo leolam oed. Ay la 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 la. Ay la 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 la. Ay
We take a moment for our own prayers on this Shabbat. And so as always, you can put us on pause and take your time. And perhaps on this weekend of Thanksgiving, think about the things in our lives that we have to be thankful for.
For this special Shabbat, we'll offer a special melody of thanksgiving. Our country's been through a lot, but we really need to remember that we're going through all of these changes together as one nation under God. So we'll sing this song, an American folk song, and set it to our prayer for peace, Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom Nimroma Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu Le'apo Yisrael De'imeru Amen Oseh Shalom Nimroma Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu Le'apo Yisrael De'imeru Amen Oseh Shalom Nimroma Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu Le'apo Yisrael De'imeru Amen.
That was a beautiful setting of Oseh Shalom. So blessed to hear that. So blessed to be part of it. And we're going to pray for healing. Peace, shalom, is a form of healing. Find that inner peace, that perspective. But we also pray for healing of body, healing of mind, healing of spirit. And Misha Berach for a refuah shlema, a full and complete healing.
Misha Berach Avoteinu Mekor Abracha Leimoteinu. May the source of healing with refuah shlema, a renewal of body, a renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Yeshebera Imoteinu Nekora bracha la'avoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema. The renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
So this week's Torah portion is called Vayetze, and it has one of the most profound moments in all of Torah in it. This is the parsha, the portion where Jacob has to leave home after fighting with his brother Esau, and he goes to a particular place. It's one of the many usages of the word makom in the Torah. He goes to a makom, he takes one of the stones of that place and puts it under his head as a pillow, and he has a dream of a sulam, usually translated as ladder, between heaven and earth, with messengers of God going up and down upon it. But is this any place? Will any place do to have a dream like this? According to tradition, this is a very special makom. This is a very special place indeed. This is the spot where Isaac was nearly sacrificed. This is the spot where Noah built an altar after leaving the ark. This, according to the tradition, is where Adam was born. And then in later days, of course, it becomes the place that King David chose and where King Solomon built the temple. So Jacob seems to have found, and I don't think we can call this an accident or even a coincidence, he has found this place, the connection between heaven and earth, something that the Midrash calls the navel of the universe, right? The middle place, the spot where earth and heaven touch. This spot, of course, a boulder in Jerusalem, has become a holy place for Jews, Christians, and Muslims. All three faiths acknowledge that there is something special and spiritual about this place. But that doesn't mean that it's the only place where earth and heaven touch. Because what's really significant about this story is not the place, but the awakening that Jacob has there. We commonly misinterpret his dream, this ladder between heaven and earth, as a way to get from us to a remote God somewhere over there. But a close reading of the text yields something very different. Messengers are going up and down, but God is not at the top and humanity at the bottom. It says, Hine Adonai nitzav alav, and God was standing beside him, not over, not a distance away. God is right there. So Jacob's dream is really about the interconnectedness of all things. The ladder, ramp, web, double helix, however you want to translate the word sulam, is really about how nothing is separate. And all of us are messengers of God, moving up and down, moving about on the structure of the universe. For the first time, Jacob recognizes that he is a part of something bigger than himself. That's the key to understanding what he says when he wakes up from his dream. Anochi lo yadati. Scholars have pointed out for generations that there's an unnecessary word here. Lo yodati means I didn't know. Anochi lo yodati means I didn't know. Right? But Rabbi Jonathan Sachs quotes one of his teachers, Rabbi Pinchas Horowitz, who translates this phrase, Anochi lo yodati, a little bit different. It's I didn't know Anochi. All of a sudden, Jacob realizes that to feel connected in the universe, he has to negate his own ego. When I negate myself, take myself out of the center, then I can recognize that God is in this place. So perhaps it's easier to do this in a place of awe, the Western Wall in Jerusalem. It's very close to that boulder at the top of the Temple Mount. But it can happen anywhere, The sanctuary I'm sitting in tonight is in Budapest. It can happen there. It can happen in our own makom, in our sanctuary. But here we are in our own homes, in many cases separated from those we love, connected by this technology. And as Rabbi Larry Kushner teaches, these cell phones and Zoom calls are not the only invisible lines of connection that bind us together. There is a ladder that connects us all, even when we are apart. What I do matters. What each of you do also makes a difference in the universe. Recognizing that interconnectedness opens new horizons. Like Jacob saw in his awakening, that helped him, can help all of us get through being alone and perhaps lonely. We are not separate and alone. We are all rungs on the same ladder. And if a step falls out, we fill in to take its place. And then step by step, we hold the whole universe together. You don't have to be in Jerusalem or in a sanctuary, though these may be valuable shortcuts. You just have to recognize that you're a part of the ladder. Wherever we go, God is standing beside us. Ken Hiratzon. May this be God's will. Amen.
Amen. Yesher Koach. God is standing beside us as well as we remember all of our loved ones, those who died at this season in years past, those who died recently, whose names we will read at our 6:30 on Friday evening Zoom service, and all of those whom we hold in our hearts right now as our own. Together we say the words of the Misha Berach. Not the Misha Berach, the Kaddish, the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah Be'alma Divra Chirute Be'amlich Malchute B'chayechon V'yomechon Uv'chaye Dechol Beit Yisrael Ba'agala Uvizman Kari V'imru Amen. Yehe Shemei Rabbah Mivorach Leolam Ulamei Almaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitaleh V'yitalal Shemei Dekudisha Barichu La'elam Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechemata Damiran Be'alma V'yimru Amen. Yehe Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'chayim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru Amen. O say Shalom B'imromav Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru Amen. May God, the source of peace, send peace to all of us who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved, and let us all say Amen.
And perhaps we could say our prayer for our planet as well.
Yes.
Dear God, help us celebrate your awesome creation and all the life on this wondrous planet Earth. Help us feel connected to all of life on this small blue planet. Life is living us. Creator of the universe, help us understand that to master our world means to take responsibility, not only for ourselves, but for all the creatures on Earth. Help us use the power you gave us to build a better living world and not casually destroy the beauty we have borrowed from our children. We are the stewards, your partners in creation, and we call on you for help and guidance. Our God, God of our ancestors and of our children, in this time of climate crisis, help to preserve life, protect it, and defend it. We owe it to our children, those born and those yet to be. If not for us, then for them, dear God, guide us on our journey.
Amen. And we'll close our service off as Rabbi Sarada was teaching us the word makom and its significance in Jacob's story and in the Torah. It reminds me of a song we sang, and perhaps the rabbis will remember, when we marched Torahs from Legacy Lakeside to our Makom Sola Lakeside. We sang at the end of that day this melody, Makom Shelibi Ohev. It comes from a verse in the Talmud, which translates as, the place my heart holds dear, there my feet will bring me near. And this just speaks to the spirit, how we all gather together virtually in our families for Thanksgiving. That warmth, that closeness, and that love that is between us all, it guides our steps every day of our lives. And so we'll close this service with Makom Shelibi Ohev. Makom Shelibi Ohev. Makom Shelibi Ohev. Makom Shelibi Ohev. Sham Raglaim Molichot Oti. The place that my heart holds dear. The place that my heart holds dear. The place that my heart holds dear. There my feet will bring me near. Makom Shelibi Ohev. Makom Shelibi Ohev. Makom Shelibi Ohev. Sham Raglaim Molichot Oti.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, I got to go do this FaceTime call.
Okay.
Take care, you guys. And thank you for making all the changes for
Of
me.
course.
Appreciate it.
All right.